never came
Okay,
out.
all right. Run, Brad, run! Ow. And my knee. Good God, it's falling apart. Who's not falling apart? Let me see the hands. Okay. I think we're all good.
Good enough.
Good enough for, close enough for government work. All right, Leprechaun, keep an eye on them. I can't keep this one open, so that one has to go down. Hey-o. And then this one over here comes up.
As long as you can hear me, it's the most important thing.
Exactly. All right. All right, stand by. You need to be quiet on the home. All right, here we go.
I can only hear your voice.
Huh?
I can't hear anything else.
Other than what?
Your voice. I can't hear that background.
Good, because they're too noisy down the hall. And in 15. Five, four, three, two, one. Mm-hmm. Done.
Yay.
All right, here we are, day number 3 in the broom closet at the Desert Air Motel Convention Center. Disco Lounge, former RV park, former Bunny Slope and RV park. It's and although we do not have Ron with us today, he is out with his little friend Rocky traversing the country. We do have our director of global security. Unfortunately, because the closet is so small, he is sitting actually just outside, but he's still here. You can't see him. Just say something so they know you're
Which
here.
is good because I'm not wearing pants.
No, he's not, and so that was another reason we had to sit him in the hall. All right, so it looks like the search for Brian Laundrie is done.
Who really gives a half a flippity flip about that situation?
It's a sad story.
It is, but people get murdered all the time.
All right.
I just don't-
Why was this one so captivating?
I think because we got a bunch of it on film. I mean, you saw them when they got pulled over and her face. And I'm
Everybody
not.
loves a train wreck.
I'm not downplaying the anguish that family went through, or that she should be forgotten. It just.
It's missing white woman syndrome.
I didn't even go there. I didn't even think about that.
That's
It's just
true. I mean, you get, generally speaking, she's a cute white chick, young white chick, and it's the I guess princess syndrome or whatever. You just see this sweet innocent little face, and you're like, oh.
Yes, I get that.
And you're right. Thousands of people go missing
Wow.
every day. Thousands are murdered every day.
I had 2 females under my roof that watch crime dramas.
Crime dramas are great.
I know, and you're one of them. Female.
I am.
You guys.
I love crime
You
dramas.
guys and your crime dramas.
But
Oh
this
my
is,
God.
this is a really, it's a sucky, and I think what the other reason is a lot of people can see themselves in that situation.
Well, yes, and it added the interest, I should say, of him leaving, you had the videos of the cop interaction, him
Yep.
driving the van, and
Yep.
like what happened, where'd it go? So I
Yep.
get it, and so my
It's-
heart goes out to the
It's
family.
just, it's sad. I mean, there are no winners in this one. I mean, what you have now is two families who are left without kids, and
and no
we may-
answers.
And we may never, unless he wrote it down in his journal or whatever.
yeah,
And incidentally, he was found in the place. Well, they haven't officially identified the remains yet, but I'd bet dollars to donuts it's him. He was found in the place where his parents told the FBI he was back in the middle of September.
I know that's not funny.
Well,
but-
it's the FBI. For frick's
yeah,
sake.
who used to be the premier law enforcement
Although-
agency in the world.
Although I'm not even sure about that. If you look back at, this was on, it's a documentary series. It's on Netflix, I think, or maybe HBO, and it's about the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s and 70s. And even Medgar, I think it was Medgar Evers' wife, commented on the FBI, saying, "Well, the FBI says they're going to protect us," and she's like, "Ugh."
Well,
So
their,
even then,
their job's not necessarily protection. I mean,
no,
I know
but they
have
said that
witness-
they were going to do it.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what they said, and she was like, "Phew."
yeah.
So I question, other than the television show with Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. and what's his name,
That was good. I love that show.
but other than that PR TV show, has the FBI ever been worth a crap? I'm
Okay,
wondering.
I'll buy that.
And see, this is part of it. This is what you just said is part of the whole thing I've been going through for the past, I don't know, couple of years at least, is looking back and reassessing all of my viewpoints on the government, on presidents, on political issues that I never cared about, on the death penalty. I've always been, pro-death penalty. And now I look at these asshats that are running the place.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not going to put somebody else's life in their hands. And I don't trust the FBI. I don't trust
I get it.
anybody.
Well, I mean,
Which is sad.
I have kind of a focused version of the FBI because we worked with their HRT hostage rescue, and we use their facilities. And vice versa.
How was your experience?
Well, with them, I mean, their pipe hitters was good. I mean, because they were focused and they didn't get into the political nonsense, at that
Right.
level. So it's easy for me to say I like them. My experience with them has been good. I've never been the focus of their, the politician aspects have.
Right. Well, and it's the leadership. It's the leadership. I'm sure that there are good, just like there are good people inside the TSA. I'm sure there's 5 or 6. There are good people within the Postal Service. I know of 2.
Two. Yep. I have one of my buddies was one, but yeah, it's
Well, and we have,
a noise.
hold on a second, I gotta get Postal Pete's. Every time we say Postal Pete now, we have to make sure that we,
Oh, do a noise.
yeah, he's got his own
Wow.
signature noise, so Postal Pete. So there's a couple, there are a couple of, there's always exceptions, but
Sure.
it's the leadership. It's just like it's a leadership in Washington, all these clowns
I get it.
that are just, but again, this guy, Brian Laundrie, apparently the remains of Brian Laundrie found in Florida, again, right where the parents told the FBI he was. They're saying, of course, that was underwater up until recently, so
Yeah. Blah blah blah.
apparently if you die underwater, they can't find you.
You're done. Yeah. That's the place to hide.
Right.
Yeah. Hey,
He did a good job hiding.
did you hear that Ford has patented the retractable exhaust tip?
I had not heard that, just the tip.
Just the tip.
Hold
Yeah,
on a minute. Hang on, see, that's the thing I've been complaining. When they put us down here in this closet, everything's too
Where's
far
the
away.
buttons?
I
It's
can't.
dark?
And it's horribly
Yeah,
dark.
Yeah.
I only recently found the bell, so
Yeah.
they patented the tip. Did
They yeah, because they're
They can suck
they're
the tip
trucks
right in.
that suck the tip back in.
Whoa.
It goes back in so that you don't scrape it
Right.
when you're going over.
Nobody wants to scrape it.
You scrape your
That-
tip.
yeah, that's not good.
That's gonna last for a few days before that heals.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to scratch the chrome.
Yeah. So they.
Why did they? I just out of curiosity, why did they patent a retractable? What was the idea of that?
So in the last, with this truck wars, so you've got the Raptor and what Dodge has a similar version. They're kind of off-road truck. I can't remember what they call it. The
Truck.
No, but it's the it's the Raptor equivalent.
Right.
So they were doing, you know, seen it on the off-road shows, Motor Trend, etc., where they're driving over rocks and things, and you know the overhang on the rear, you know, where you go over a rock and you scrape the bumper, and where's the exhaust tips are usually
right. They get tracked.
under the back of the bumper. So
Right.
so they were squashing. You know, they went to different shape, like an oval, to make it.
So then what you did when you got that squash, you had a squashed oval.
Yeah, squashed oval. So I guess the retractable tip is an answer to that. They haven't figured it out. Yeah,
You know Henry Ford liked Hitler?
I did not.
Yeah. He had a picture of, no, Hitler had a picture of Henry Ford in his office, I think.
Well, yeah, I don't. I mean,
And-
how could you not admire
Right,
Henry Ford?
exactly. I think they had kind of a weird thing.
But at some point,
Hitler, there's always, the point, there's always a connection. There's always a connection somewhere to Hitler.
well, did you hear that little blurb? And it's just going to be a generic one because I don't want to go into it terribly deeply. But the oh, you know why it's messing you up?
It's on the wrong side and you're over here.
It's on the other side.
Right. I'm telling you,
You're
I
not
will be
used to
so
that.
happy when this whole thing gets fixed and finished and he's
Out of the broom closet.
Right, I can't stand this. It's killing me.
So there was an educator that had said, well, we need to talk about both sides of the Holocaust. Your Hitler comment maybe. So she was advocating that the other side of the Holocaust needed to
Give
be
the other side,
discussed.
yeah. That was in South Lake.
Others, was it?
Yeah,
You read?
South Lake, right, yeah, right. It's like,
Yeah. Can you get that? On a lighter note, Duran Duran's putting out a new album tomorrow.
their last one sucked.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
disappointed. Well, I'm getting this one. Do you-
Why? The last one sucked. Do you think this is going to be any better?
Here's the reason. Go put it in our Wayback Machine to Dodd.
Hold on.
Oh,
Found that one.
so it's the '80s, and Dodd's got his studio with him making tapes.
Pirated tapes is the better way to look at that.
No,
We taking and recording records
You
of the
could
cassette
then,
tapes.
but it wasn't pirated back then. You owned the music. You could do what you wanted.
Oh,
Making a
that's
mixtape was
That's
not.
an awfully revisionist look at history, but all right.
I don't think it is. You owned it.
Okay.
You weren't selling it or distributing it. But back to Dodd. You remember when he got his stereo at Jimco?
Are you kidding? I got mine at the same time.
See, that's what I was going to ask you because I don't remember seeing it at your house.
That's
So
because nobody ever went to my house
well,
because
you
I
were
lived in
way.
the boonies.
I know you had to drive in.
My
so
parents being serial killers, we had to make sure that no one could find us.
so now I feel even more worse. I feel worse than I did before because I was thinking, man, Willibrand had a stereo. Dodd had a stereo. At least Brad didn't have a stereo, so I wasn't out there.
I had a
Now I
stereo.
find out that Brad had a stereo.
Everybody had a stereo.
But me.
Oh,
'Cause
they
I-
didn't want to make you feel bad.
Yeah, so now my life is just an empty shell. So I joined the Navy, graduate buds, get stationed my first SEAL team on the East Coast. First thing I do, buy a bitchin' stereo.
Mhm.
So I bought it, and I still have it, and it rocks today. So among the first 5 albums I got was Duran Duran.
That was when they were good.
Yes,
Now they suck.
but I gotta buy it because I
They're
don't know.
112 years old.
But Rolling Stones still put out good music, or at least they sing it.
Uh,
Aerosmith still does all right. So, Duran Duran, Rio, that was one of my first, that was,
yeah, it's not my thing.
I got 5 albums.
It's not
Big,
horrible.
yes, Big
You're wasting
Generator, Duran Duran, because I never had a CD player before.
You're wasting your money.
I'm still gonna do it. So I thought that was
You
cool.
get enough
but-
of YouTube. Why
it is-
why buy it when you can get it for
because
free?
it's high quality.
Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for
Because
free?
you get watered down lame milk. Buy the CD, rip it, and you've always got the high
I thought the
quality
vinyl
music.
sounded better than CDs.
That's an argument I can't make because
It doesn't.
I know there are people that can hear that. I can't. But the CD is just a convenient format.
Instead of wasting your money on a Duran Duran album, I suggest you go to mojo50.com. On the front page, you'll find the new Christmas ornaments that are right there in all of their beauty. They are laser cut from wood, the best wood you'll ever find, and painted, hand painted. Each one of these is a classic piece of art in and of itself, and it's yours free for a donation of $25 or more.
Painted by someone's hand.
Painted by someone's hands.
I love that when you go to a restaurant and it's homemade.
Yes.
No, I want it to be restaurant made.
Right, I want it to be right, yes.
I don't want to make it in your dirty ass
No,
home.
exactly, you end up
And
getting
then-
hairs in it that way.
Yeah, and then put it in your back seat and drive
Right.
it to the restaurant. No, I want
Exactly,
that.
I want the damn restaurant-made stuff.
Yeah,
But this is
exactly.
handmade, well, technically it's laser-made, hand-painted, and yours for a donation of $25 or more at mojo50.com. This is, how we make our money. It's how we do it. This is how we are able to put on such a quality piece of video for you each morning
Yes.
from the broom closet.
The video
Here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's somewhere out there right now. Somebody thinking, I should hire that Brad Staggs for, and then they look at this as like, huh,
Ooh.
I thought he was bigger time than this.
Yeah.
So anyway, mojo50.com, and the $25 donation gets you the ornament, and we get some cash here in our pockets. Let's see here. If you want to be a part of the program, it's the hashtag what I learned today. Stinky Biscuit said, "Aw, makes me think of Doc." Hashtag hungry like the wolf. Hashtag Rio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Doc with a big thing. Whiskey 6, Ram Rebel. It's the Ram
Yeah.
Rebel.
Yeah.
That's
Good,
what it is.
good truck.
See?
Uh-huh.
6% CC Quadway. Hold on a minute. It's over here again.
Right over.
All I have to do is find the damn thing. This is set up all wrong. 6% CC Quadway. I hate it when I scratch the tip. It happens sometimes though when zipping
Ouch.
around town.
Or zipping around town. Oh, that was a good one. That was really clever.
I have to edit that.
That was very clever.
Let's see, Gutter Drunk. I can remember just as clear as day Joe Biden, our great president, saying we lost 150 million Americans to murder in the last 10 years. Yeah, so there you go. All right, so what's happening out there? And this is, and I have to thank, and I'm just going to call him MV at this point because he sends us a lot of great input, emails to us, and I'm the first one to say I am horrible. I don't answer email because I think it's from the devil. But I thought this was a point worth making because he started talking about the moment that he lost faith in anything the mainstream media says. And I'm going to get to that here in just a second. But I want to point out a prime example of the kind of stuff you see even in social media. It's just as bad, but again, I don't think you blame the tool, you blame the people. This is a clip of Jamie Raskin, who is I think he's the chairman of the committee on January 6th, whatever the hell they're doing, and Matt Gaetz. And this is the Kevin Schroff tweeted that says, Matt Gaetz getting schooled by Representative Raskin. Here's the little interchange. So it's like, oh, got him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zing.
whoa,
Bazinga.
really got him. But you see, here's the thing: when he was the entire interaction between these two, and you can find it on the House Rules YouTube channel. The entire meeting or the entire session of this particular meeting of the. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the guy sitting behind everybody else with a mask on. Maybe, you know what, maybe he has, I don't know, he's got to compromise something.
He
So
should
I
be at home.
Right, exactly, I shouldn't be laughing. But, and then there's hand sanitizer on
As long as they drink it. So you're talking about the interaction between
the interaction
Gaetz and-
between the two, and it went on, it was far different than what it sounds like right there, because Raskin was trying to trap Gaetz in a number of ways. And it's like having sat, and you've sat in the witness stand, like in, let's say, a divorce proceeding, right?
Well, I've been in a witness stand on a trial when I was a firefighter.
All right. Were you nervous?
Oh,
I
no,
hate court.
I had the best time.
All right, you like that stuff.
Because I didn't have anything to lose. I was
Okay.
was responding to a drunk driver, and they were
Okay.
trying to get the drunk driver off. I was like, "F you."
Right. Well, this, I'm not a particular fan of lawyers.
Yes,
I'm
I
sure there's a
know
few
where
I
you're
like.
coming from. I get it.
And judges are lawyers with nicer robes.
Yes.
And so, anyway, Raskin is up there. I guess he's an attorney. And So this is the interchange between he and Matt Gates with regard to the election. And listen,
Is that guy, sorry to interrupt, is that guy, is he a representative also, or is he just a?
No, he's Maryland.
Okay, so he's an insider, he's a
Oh,
congressman.
Yes, he's. I want to say he's. Is he Maryland?
Just
I think he's
he wasn't one of those attorneys that were presenting something for.
No, yeah, he's Maryland. He's a Democrat from Maryland.
Got it.
So here is the interchange between he and. This is the "Are you still beating your wife" thing. Here. And this is Raskin talking, obviously.
For real.
For realsies. It's a trap. It's a trap. Because you can't say, I mean, that's, are you still beating your wife? That's the question.
Right.
Because I think that every time I hear 81 million votes, I want to pull my nose hairs out.
It's just beyond
It's
belief.
like, wait a minute, we can't possibly have 81 million that dumb people.
Well, not only that, but the most in
Yeah,
history.
More than Barack Obama.
More than Barack Obama.
So that makes no sense. So anyway, here's how Gates responded. Oh. That's as good an answer as you can
Hey,
get. That's
yeah.
really, I mean, because you can't sit there and say, no, I don't think he would, because then you look like,
Yeah.
right. And they'll use that clip forever and ever,
Forever.
amen. I'll say it. I just, where's my proof? I don't know, common sense.
Yeah.
I don't have any proof. All I can tell you is,
No way.
sure seems awful dicey to me.
Enough to look into.
Right, exactly.
Enough to think.
Yeah, maybe we should look into this. Well, and
Yes.
then they get into that. Good question.
What a dick.
Aha. All right, here's where brilliant answer, and this is one that no one ever brings up. It's not about whether or not there was proof, because that wasn't the reason these courts didn't hear it.
Right.
Here's what Gates says.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. And there you go. That's the full.
Some serious questions.
Right.
Yes.
I have, and so he wouldn't let him. He's talking over him when he's saying, "Look, it was they were not heard because the courts questioned whether they had the jurisdiction over them.
Right. It was never, and that's
Right.
a scary part of our, getting your news feed. Oh, well, the courts decided
Right.
against them. No, they really didn't. How about
No.
go to page 2 and read the rest of the story, you morons?
And that's what, but you'll get this that one clip of Raskin. I work on Bannon's podcast. By the way, at the beginning of this whole thing, Raskin says, "I didn't even know Steve Bannon had a podcast."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't stand politicians.
So speaking of politicians, have you guys discussed the Virginia gubernatorial election?
Oh,
at all?
McAuliffe.
So not specifically McAuliffe, but by the way, just so we know, in 36 minutes, I have a breaking important security announcement.
A breaking important security announcement.
Important security breaking announcement. Hey, yeah, we got a
When
threat.
news breaks,
Threat.
we fix it.
Yeah, we got a threat. I got a threat thing. So
Wait, we are under threat. Are we going to blow up?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
You beat your wife?
No. The question is, are you still beating?
Are you still beating your wife?
Did you beat your wife? No.
So get this.
Hmm.
So you know how Loudon, you and I try and figure out why idiots can possibly be such idiots. So I have a friend. We're kind of the three amigos in the Navy. So before I went to the team, how much
Instead of
time?
the 7 Cs.
How much time?
Right there.
43 seconds.
Right.
I'll talk slowly, and we'll get to the meat of the potatoes after the break.
Will we?
At any rate,
With Cesar?
there were. Oh, Cesar's on. Good deal.
See?
All right, so
Just tease it.
at any rate, had two
So we employed the tease.
buds. 26 seconds. Should I just go la 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 la? Anyway, so in the Navy before I went to buds, I had was an X-ray school with two buddies, and one of them relatively conservative, the other one kind of liberal, and we're going to talk about that liberal guy because he lives in Loudoun County, Virginia, and has school-age children.
Is he still beating his wife?
Yeah.
Huh. All right, that more from Cesar on your Daily Mojo next.
Is he there? Is he there? Is he there? How do you know if he's there? Can you hear him? Is he there?
No, you have to answer the phone.
Oh,
They can hear you when you're saying, "Is he there?"
How are you going to do that?
By pushing the button over here where it says
Can you
phone.
hardly reach that button?
Barely. All right. And we're going to steal one of L Street's, excuse me, R Street. I don't know why I keep saying L Street. We're going to steal their shirt. Freedom is my second favorite F word.
Hey, can I unplug this cord?
All right, people. Can't see a damn thing. All right, where it is. Come on. There's that. 42 seconds. Wait. Got too many. Hey, dude, hang on one second. All right.
It's like a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest.
Daily Mojo.
Oh, good grief, they're complaining in the Facebook chat room that there's no audio. Now there is.
Now there is.
It's Dave G's fault.
It might have been that cord I pulled.
It was possibly. Let's see here. Beaver73, who is this asshat being condescending and a jackass to Representative Matt Gaetz? That would be Representative Jamie Raskin of Maryland. And he is. He's your typical
Asshat.
yes, asshat. And that's what they do in those rooms, in those committees, in those meetings. It's the dog and pony show. That's all this is. They're still trying to pin whatever the hell you want to call January 6th on Trump and quite frankly, if you ever shook Donald Trump's hand, they want to put you in the hooskow.
Yeah.
That's another word you don't hear anymore. The hooskow.
And it's a bummer because I like that one.
The paddy wagon. That's actually racist.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Paddy wagon. It's
Irish.
A bunch of Irish people, which, of course, they're always drunk. Let's see here. Okay, that's... Aha. 6% CC Podway says, we have audio.
Yay.
So stop your complaining.
Aha.
All right. We go now to Cesar Ybarra. He is the Senior Director of Legislative Affairs over at FreedomWorks. And Cesar, I was just reading an interview you did. This is, was it from El American? Over
Yes.
at LAmerican.com. That was a great interview.
Yeah, they're a great. I'm very. I think they just came out in late last year, and they're a great organization. Kind of filling in the void of conservative Hispanic media, and we're very glad that they're willing to work with a group like FreedomWorks, and we're excited to continue spreading our message on their platform.
Did you those little montage at the top? This it's you and a bear and vote. Did they do that? 'Cause that should be on your business card.
I got a lot of crap from my colleagues for that.
It looks good. It looks like you have a starfish on your lapel there.
Man.
So that's a good. And
Well, good for them.
It's a great piece, and it's over at El American. Shouldn't it be El Americano?
We're El American just to own the libs.
Gotcha. And they do, I don't normally do this, but this is a great shirt they have for sale on their site. And wow, it's only $5. It's a shirt that says "Legalize Freedom," and it's it's a great shirt. I may have to steal that one too. So, all right. So, Cesar, first of all, thanks for coming back. Even though we tend to, and I mean when I say we, I mean Dave G tends to malign your character every time you're here. I have to defend you each and every time. What's going on in Washington?
Today, Attorney General Merrick Garland is going to be before the House Judiciary Committee. So you were talking and Matt Gaetz. They're going to, both of those members of Congress serve in that committee, and we're expecting there to be a lot of fireworks. And I think conservatives are going to be pressing Merrick Garland on his efforts to classify concerned parents as domestic terrorists. So, the Department of Justice has dramatically overstepped their authority, and, the DOJ is being weaponized against conservatives and concerned citizens. So we expect, our folks from our side of the aisle to press Attorney General Merrick Garland. And on that point, remember, Attorney General Merrick Garland was supposed to be the moderate Supreme Court Justice nominee, and look how much of a partisan hack he turned out to be. Right.
Yeah, what we're seeing, it feels like all of this is happening in slow motion, but we've already seen the FBI weaponized. The DOJ is, that's been weaponized ever since, what's-his-face, under Obama. That was, what was his name?
Oh, Eric Holder.
Eric Holder.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, wingman.
Yeah, he's wingman. This is really terrifying that all of these government agencies and law enforcement agencies really are being weaponized against American citizens. And this is, they're supposed to be protecting our interests as Americans, and they have been, they've turned on us and are being used to take us down. It's bizarre. This is like some weird science fiction movie that we've all been thrown into, and I'm not really sure how we get out of it at this point.
Well, again, we just keep pushing, but it's a sign of the times that we have conservative folks selling merchandise saying legalize freedom, right. Meaning we're not a free society anymore, or at least we pretend we are, but we're not. And I think America's still worth fighting for, and I just think it's one of those where you hit rock bottom and you just bounce back, and I
Right.
think that's what's going to happen in America because we don't have that many conservatives in Congress who are willing to put up the fight. It's so you have about 30, 40 like strong like conservative members of Congress. Like that reflects the concerned citizenry in America, right? And that's only 10% of the whole body. So that means you only got 10% of Americans who are really, really concerned and are seeing our freedoms deteriorating before our eyes. And the rest of America is just kind of being complacent, shrugging their shoulders, saying, hey, it is what it is, what can we do? So, Brad, it's folks like you and folks who listen to your show who are really going to need to be on the front lines for the years to come.
And it gets harder to do because I think a lot of people, again, don't know what to do. We see the injustices. We see what the FBI and the DOJ are doing. And honestly, you start looking at the people who are in prison in D.C. and the whole reason they're being so truly despicably hard on them is that they being the DOJ and the Democrats, want to be so they want to make sure that those people are a lesson to everybody else. Hey, don't step out of line or you'll end up under the prison, which is basically what they've done. And
it's sad, you're talking about Jan 6, and I was there on January 6th. I mean, I was evacuated from our building. Like I was there from 6 a.m. until 5 a.m. the day after. It was a total disaster. I'm not going to lie, but you could see this coming from a mile away because they're trying to say this was an insurrection, a domestic terrorist attack, and sure, that was a riot and bad things happen and people should be held accountable because you don't do stuff like that. But with that said, this was more of a security f up more than anything.
Yeah.
Because that was a failure. There was a failure of the Capitol Police, and they didn't do their job. They're supposed to keep members of Congress, senators, staffs, workers, everybody safe. That's why we pay them to do, and God bless them. But they failed, and look what happened. It turned to be a total disaster. And this was probably the best moment that happened for the Democrats because look how far they're going to take it. They have nothing to run on. The only thing they're going to run on is the Trumpies are domestic terrorists, and look what happened on January 6th. Look how fragile our democracy is. It's all BS. And I'll tell you, I was there. I was equally pissed as everybody else, but the Democrats are really exploiting this crisis.
Oh, big time.
Or not even crisis, but attack.
Big time. And then we hear that, I guess it was one of the Proud Boys members was actually an informant for the FBI, and they were talking, via text the whole time. So the FBI knew what was going on the entire time and intentionally didn't do anything. They wanted this thing to get out of hand as much as possible. Well, and there's some asshats up there that were, Trump supporters that did bad things. I think they still were egged on by people who were there to do bad things to begin with, breaking windows. But again, that was the worst. It was broken windows and some stuff was stolen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to minimize the looting and all of the stuff that happened, whatever, but we knew this was going to happen because the night before, a couple of days before, we were being told by Capitol Police, make sure you get to the office very, very early, stay inside the complex, blah, blah, blah. Just all these basic security measures. So they must have had some sort of intelligence indicating that, it was going to turn out to be a disaster. And they I don't know, I hate getting conspiratorial, but it just doesn't add up. The fact that Capitol Police totally messed things up. And then 2 days later, they put the Nancy Pelosi fort around the Capitol, and all of a sudden now we're safe. I mean, it's totally ridiculous, and it pisses me off.
I know.
Because this was preventable. I mean, if you were really concerned, you would put National Guardsmen with 50 cals in front of the Capitol steps and say, come get some. If you really want to keep us safe, that's what you do.
Right.
You just don't let people waltz into the Capitol complex on a constitutional day, for a lack of a better term.
Right. And we now have video that was released showing Capitol Police opening doors and moving barricades aside to let people into the buildings. We have firsthand accounts. I spoke to another guy who was there, and he said, on one side of the building, everyone was, walking single file and walking in very nice and orderly. And he said on another side of the building, that's where they were tossing the Capitol Police were tossing the smoke grenades and kind of riling people up. So, and that's and when as the Democrat Party is, and quite frankly, some of the Republicans too, in control of the media, it's very easy for them to selectively show to the great unwashed out here, myself included, what they want us to see, and it's easy to guide the sheeple into what they want them to believe, which is why this whole committee up there with Raskin and the rest of them, the 9-person? I loved. I saw it described the other day as 9-person bipartisan committee, and I'd forgotten it was Lynn Cheney or Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger that were the Republicans. I'm like, why didn't you put Mitt Romney in there?
No, for sure, and but we're at this point, we're the Democrats can do what they want. I mean, I think the facts are out there. I think at this point the Democrats are just using this to, for partisanship purposes. But from our end, we just want to move forward.
Yes.
Put that behind us because let the Democrats deal with it. Let them. Again, they have nothing to run on. They have nothing to run on. So we don't care about what they're going to do. That's behind us. We're focused on
What's
election integrity. We're focused on we're trying to kill the bill and save America. We're trying to work on all these things. So.
How is
again? We're just trying to keep a positive attitude.
How is that looking, by the way? How is the voting bill? What's the We the People or some puppies, the Puppies and Kittens Act?
Yeah, the so-called we like to call it the big government socialism bill. But so right, I mean, I think they're going to reach a deal soon because Sinema's kind of there's been some leaks indicating that. She's willing to, she kind of put a hard line that she doesn't want the taxes raised on individuals. So, she's concerned about the tax provisions on corporations. She's concerned about the drug pricing socialist scheme that the Democrats are trying to push. She's concerned with all these things. So I think there's some sort of Sinemanchin compromise that's going to end up happening soon. And and again, from our end, we're not focused on 1.1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3 trillion, $500,000. No, like the whole point is you're going to create new government programs that is going to create a new dependent constituency. And that's what we're trying to oppose. We're trying to reduce the dependency of the individual on the federal government. And that's what we have to focus on, not on the number, but on the policy, on the government goal, on the programs. That's what we have to scrutinize and attack, and that's what we're doing through our blog posts and messaging, is trying to educate folks on just all of the crap that is buried in this 2,500-page legislation.
Yeah, and yesterday on the program here, I was going through, and it's a 24-year-old article from heritage.org, and it listed, I think it was 10 government agencies that were basically obsolete, but still, and this was back in 1997, so 24 years ago, and they talked about how much money could be saved if these agencies were eliminated. Some dated back to the 1850s. Well, I know what it was. It was because of Dr. Levine being a 4-star admiral in whatever the USPHS or whatever the hell that is. Anyhow, and it was like, wait a second, they were created to actually be of service to the merchant marines, I think. And
the thing is, and this is what we're discussing kind of in conservative worlds is, if Republicans get back the majority in 2024, we have a unified Congress and White House again. I mean, how hard it is how hard it is going to be to repeal all of these like bad provisions. Right. I mean, we couldn't even repeal Obamacare. Right. You think we're going to repeal all of these things, big government socialism, but we're not, because there's a lot of weak Republicans who are equally juiced up, behind the scenes about many of these provisions.
Yeah. And once the government gets a hold of any of your dollars, they don't let go.
Never.
Yeah, literally never.
Exactly.
I can't think of, I'm sure that there is one time when they did it, somebody would shove in my face, see, they did it here. But 99% of the time they don't, and which is why it's so important to fight this crap before it even gets passed. And the bottom line is that they keep running around. I hate to laugh, but it's just so ridiculous. They keep running around saying all this $3.5 trillion worth of stuff is going to cost nothing, and people believe it.
I mean, for the party that claims to be science, reason, pro math, all these things, I mean, it's insane. Now they're trying to do a math equity or something like that, where, you know, if 2 + 2 = 5 in your brain, then then math is racist.
Yes.
Because if you're not white and you get it wrong, that means math is racist, not that you just need to figure out that 2 + 2 = 4.
It's so, everything is insane.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I wasn't the smartest math kid, but you know what? I when I went to tutoring, my grade got better, and it wasn't because of race. It was because I just decided to pay a little bit more attention.
Yeah, neither one of us did better than the Japanese, though. Those Asian kids, I'm serious. They are smart. They do math. They're better math whizzes.
Well, that's because they were expected. The expectations
straight.
from their parents.
Well,
are
but that's
different.
that is, and you raised a very good point on that. Like, discipline matters, and when you impose discipline in your life, no matter if you're white, Asian, Chinese, whatever.
Yep.
You know, if you impose discipline, you're gonna be smart. Period.
Yeah. Or you're going to get or you're going to get your ass beat at home.
And you go to trade school and you make a lot of money.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I certainly we appreciate you guys keeping up the good fight in Washington. I know it's difficult. It's like walking uphill in snow both ways to get to and go home from school. But if it wasn't for organizations like Freedom Works, we'd have a much more difficult time. So. Again, people who want to get involved with Freedom Works just have to go to the website, right? And or send, like $100 or, any amount of money, right?
That's it. That's it. FreedomWorks.org on Facebook, Twitter. Share our content. We like to add a little bit of humor, like you guys do, to the issues because it gets too stiff sometimes. So we try to add some levity to the discussion.
Good. That's what needs to happen. And I know that Adam Brandon guy. He's really good at that too.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you again next week. There he is, Cesar Ybarra from Freedom Works, fighting for yours, mine, everyone's freedom. Right here. Hold on a second. I need to. Where is it? Damn it! Hold on. I like this one. That's a professionals call a little bumper music there.
Oh.
Let's see what the folks that they're not bitching anymore now that they have audio. Seriously. Organizations like Freedom Works, if we didn't have them, they are doing their best to try to get change initiated up on Capitol Hill. But it's
not only what they're doing, but they're talking about it. When Cesar comes on when he's a guest on the radio program here, he gets to inform us.
You can always tell when he realizes, oh God, he's drugged me back down into the gutter of no hope. And he goes, but we have to stay positive. Yes, I'm like, I hear that switch in his brain go off.
You are such a downer.
I am. I can't help it. It's just, after you get to, God, almost 6 decades on this earth, and you realize, God, I've seen this movie so many times.
Yes, I've seen it. Oh, can I talk about the Dumas in Virginia?
Yes. Well, hold on one second. Wade Robertson brought a very good point up. At least I hope it's a good point. I haven't read it yet. He says, Real Brad Staggs, it's been said we are one generation away from losing our freedom. The progressive elected officials now say we're one unruly event away from losing our power. That's the beauty of this country. It's, and by the way, it was a good point. It's the situation that we're in. I'm sure there's a way out of it. There has to be. Now, I don't know if it's the way we all want to be the way out of it. Sometimes you can't talk your way out of situations.
That's a good point. My J.P. Sears fascination. I was listening to one of his latest things last night. No, he gets.
It's the hair.
Well, it's the bra too. Sometimes.
Whatever. It takes.
What I like is the cleverness that he hasn't been shut down.
I'm kind of surprised too. J.P. Sears on YouTube. If you haven't seen him, that's the channel name, right?
Yeah,
J.P. Sears.
Yeah, that's his name. But one of the things he brought up last night in his rant was look at Australia, look at Canada, and the United States.
Yep.
What's missing from the comparison, and the biggest one he was talking about was, we still have our guns.
Yes, we do.
And they don't.
No.
And so, I mean, all of the things that have gone on in Australia and in Canada are because the citizenry can't tell you to F you.
Yeah, and it was a pissed off peasant on Twitter who, if you're not following him, you should. He brought up a very good point. We are the most patient, well-armed society
Yeah.
in the world
Yeah.
because still you haven't seen
Because
us-
we haven't been pushed.
right.
That's-
Exactly.
We
I
haven't.
mean, that should speak volumes to people who are anti-gun.
Well, just think about. Oh, yes.
Because it's like, all right, look, we're still backing up, saying, stop it.
There hasn't been enough hurt yet,
No, but
And-
it's
and they're doing it slowly. Well, what can we do? What can we do?
right.
Segue into the what can we do?
Mr. Dumas in
So just to rehash the background. So we're all three of us are in the Navy. We're in X-ray tech school. Mike and I are pretty much in alignment, socially, politically. We just kind of feel the same way. Our friend Maurice, he's a year older than us. He's a little bit more hesitant about stuff. He's not as much outgoing.
Right.
So fast forward to now. So I'm who I am. Mike's where he is. Maurice is an engineer. He got out an engineer, like mechanical engineer.
Right.
He got out of the Navy and went to college. Got his engineering degree. He works for Fairfax County engineering department. So he's a smart guy, and he's always been a smart guy.
right.
But he's turned into this crazy. Oh, you have to get those.
Nah.
Oops.
See without him.
He turned into this crazy liberal guy. The point of
Is he the one that on your sometimes when you'd send emails, he would say, "Take me off this chain"?
No, he's the one where he
different one.
reached out and took my emails. So Fairfax County was able to reach into my computer and take those emails.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive because I tried to mock him by sending him to our other friend Mike.
Right.
And I'm like, "What the f? They're gone." They pulled him off of my computer. I guarantee you it happened.
Okay.
Because I tried. So,
All right.
but what I was making an example of, and you see what happens in Virginia, because Maurice lives in Loudoun County,
Mm-hmm.
has school-age children, and all of this stuff. And you know why he's going to vote for McAuliffe?
Why?
Because he's not a Trump supporter. He voted for Biden because he wasn't Trump, and he's going to vote for McAuliffe because McAuliffe opposes Trump. How? And you're gonna sell your kids, in this case his daughters, livelihood and soul for not voting for someone who's
Which means the Democrats have done a fabulous job.
fabulous
and again,
job.
I hate singling out the Democrats because there is a great deal of the Republican establishment who is on the same boat with these Democrats who hate Trump and will do anything to get make him disappear. So they vilify him, and the more. It's amazing that we're almost a year, coming up on a year into the Biden presidency.
Yeah.
There's still so much
still.
Trump
What
news.
does it have to do with anything? But they
Yeah.
use him as a boogeyman.
Yeah.
And so you've got a smart guy who's, again, and I use this analog, our bad twin friend, the business owner,
Right.
who's impacted by all of this, but still,
It's emotion.
Trump's a rapist.
That's
I'm not
all it
voting.
is.
It's scary.
It is, and that's one of the points that MV brought up in his email. He said, the moment I lost faith in the mainstream media, one of the things he brought it to light was the clip from CNN and the headline. This is from August 3rd, 2016. So this is just. It's
a video clip?
Yeah, but hopefully there's audio in here. And this is Trump booting the baby from a rally. And this is it's apparently not going to play now. This is what I get for using CNN. But essentially, here we go.
Tenant of mine in New York, the biggest in the world, a Chinese bank. Don't worry about that baby. I love babies. So, I love babies. I hear that baby crying. I like it. What a baby. What a beautiful baby. Don't worry. Don't worry. The mom's running around like, don't worry about it, you know. It's young and beautiful and healthy, and that's what we want. Okay. But look. We have the piggy bank. They have ripped us to shreds. Ripped us absolutely to shreds. Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here.
And they use that.
That's all right. Don't worry. I think she really believed me that I love having a baby crying while I'm speaking. That's okay. People don't understand. That's okay.
And that's the clip they used to say, hey, he was telling her to get the baby out of here. He was kidding. And you can hear the people laughing. I was sitting at a David Copperfield show one time, and you hear a baby crying in the back. I don't know if it was a plant or not, but it may have been. Copperfield's on stage, and the baby's crying. Oh, cute baby. And the baby keeps crying. Copperfield goes, get that baby out of here. Cry. No, seriously, get it out of here. And it was a joke, and people were laughing. It's the same thing. And they try to show you, oh, and this is the headline, Trump, you can get the baby out of here. And he's kidding. And they won't, they try to report it as, well, Donald Trump hates babies.
Of course he does.
He hates babies.
Clear he does. Clearly.
And it's just, when you see this stuff, and you see the headlines that they put, it's like the Matt Gaetz thing. He gets schooled by Representative Raskin. And you got the 7-second clip of, yeah, it's got to play on Bannon's podcast, but not here. It's hard to believe that there are so many people who will just fall for this hook, line, and sinker.
Well, it's not falling for it. It's reinforcing the level of fright. No, I can't. It's a tongue twister. They're frightened.
Yes.
And so they're using that. If someone else says it, well, they can believe it. Okay, well, I'm not in the minority. I'm not thinking this on my own. CNN clearly says it. Those people are smart. They've been doing this for a long time.
It must be the truth if CNN puts it out there.
It must be the truth because someone else is saying it.
Right.
Someone else. It doesn't even matter if it's a good someone.
I'd like to know if there's been a study done of maybe if it's the tone of Trump's voice, if there's something truly physically that when people hear it, it like hits a, kind of like an ex-wife's voice.
Well, yeah.
Same thing.
You have to hear. You have to hear yours.
I just imagine it.
Okay.
And pretty much.
Well, just think of his vaudeville show in the last 20 years. The Apprentice.
Right. Yes.
We don't have any politician who's even Biden. He was a senator. No one really pays attention to a senator.
Right.
He was a vice president. He's the second guy.
Office of the vice president isn't worth a warm pitcher of piss.
Yes. So
that was actually said by, who was it said that? Harding, somebody in history said the office of the vice president not worth a warm pitcher of piss or spit, depending upon
it's just a placeholder just in case.
Who you ask. Right, just in case,
to spare.
Something bad happens to the big guy. All right, quick break, and then I want to get your opinion on because right up this the same topic, the cops and COVID. We'll talk about that next on Daily Mojo. There.
That one. The other one. That one.
This has to be closed. This one. It's opened. The cops who COVID has killed more cops than gunfire in 2020.
Well, I was going to talk about that a little bit with the Colin
Is that
Powell
true, though?
thing. No, it's not. It's
I couldn't find anything to dispute it.
But you can't find. See, that's where we're wrong. You can say anything you want, but the death toll, it's just the thing with Colin Powell.
Right.
I wanted to bring that up, too. Headlines, Colin Powell dies from COVID-19 or complications of. He had blood cancer.
Right. But the argument is that, okay.
He was fully vaccinated.
Right.
And so anything that affects your ability to
I know, but that's where they get caught in the. It's a gray area. It's a gray area because
It's not so much gray
was
area.
it the pneumonia? I mean, was it pneumonia that ended up?
Well, that's what they did. They didn't say specifically. At least I stopped listening yesterday about actual cause of death. I mean, did his heart stop beating? Did his lungs fill up with fluid? What actually caused it?
Let's pop in on the Facebook peoples. It's the of and with argument.
Yes, it's the of and with. I mean, but you have that kind of disease process, and the common cold can stress your immune system to the point where you have a cardiac arrest. I mean, it's just
Right. But does that mean that you died of or with it? Because it gets very.
not in the medical field. It's predominant. I mean, but you can also switch that around. Your opinion. Just think of the medical opinions you get.
Carrie says exactly, Dave.
Exactly. To which one?
I don't know.
The wearing my pants, not wearing
Could be.
pants, or
Could have been.
yeah. I think it's just
Dave sounds perfect, Sarah says.
perfect.
You're wrong, Sarah.
I sound perfect.
After seeing the CIA interviews during 9/11 this year, I lost respect for Colin. He was a rhino. That's all. He
You say colon?
Colin Powell.
Yeah.
Colin.
Well, you know what? Human beings are imperfect. I get
Yes.
it. I'm not thrilled about the way his political views went, but you know, as a 4-star general, he's good enough.
Yeah, but was he a 4.5-star admiral in the?
In the Star Trek world?
No,
there was no such
oh,
thing.
have you not heard the? Tell me you've not heard the Rachel Levine being. OMG, you've not heard this story, have you? Oh, this will be fun.
It won't be fun because I'm
Yes,
not
it
going to
will.
react because
Oh.
it sounds stupid.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
force. Wait until you hear this. Let's see. All right, 20 seconds. Stand by. Boom, boom. All right, you take a look at that story. 15.
If we weren't so bad,
To puppy rape.
I like to cuss.
Do I want to keep my penis?
Cat wants some black titty.
we wouldn't be so good. Mojo 50. The mothership has landed.
Let's see here. What's new on the Twitter feed here? Wade Robertson. Maybe he does hate babies. At least he isn't sniffing them. See, that's just it. I don't think he does. I think it was just it was the joke. No, and they don't have a sense of humor. Gutter drunk. I can remember clearly how 8 years into Obama's presidency, Bush still being blamed in some of the speeches and by Obama supporters. You really think Democrats have another strategy? And with Trump, though, it's a unique situation because he was equally hated and is equally hated by the Republicans and the Democrats because he's an outsider. Bush is just he's another progressive. He's a progressive wearing a Republican outfit. That's all. I mean, he's hanging out with the Obamas and the Clintons now.
Oh, yeah.
And at first, though, it was like, oh, isn't that great?
Kumbaya. And
We could all,
everybody's-
yeah. And I fell for it too when Ellen was like, hey, and I got in trouble because I said that, they're, it was good for them to be hanging out. And then we kind of figure out who Ellen was. But it's their ideology is the same.
It's scary.
W hates Trump just as much as the rest of the Republicans. And I really would like to know if it is like a mass psychosis. Because I watched all the stuff. I didn't watch, what was his Apprentice?
Apprentice.
I mean, I saw it on occasion. I didn't.
Yeah, little clips. And
Right.
stuff
And I know
from-
you're fired. And, could he be a pompous ass? Yeah.
Well, he is.
But
yes.
I still, as president, I thought he was doing a good job, and I didn't vote for him the first time. But I watched and was like, wow,
First time.
2016.
Okay.
And I voted for some right in the guts.
You just wasted your vote, is what you're
Pretty
telling
much,
me.
yes.
Yeah, got it.
But I knew he was going to win, much to Stu's chagrin. But I never it never felt to me like, oh my God, this guy is going to be the death of humanity, civilization he was accused of rape. Name me a president now that hasn't been accused of rape.
Well, that's
Biden,
unfortunate.
Clinton. I don't know if Obama was or not, but you certainly had the allegations of him in the back seat with the whoever the dude was.
No, he has no.
Whatever.
Dick. He has no dick.
No judgment. Although some of those pictures, Michelle is well endowed.
Dickless over there.
But it's
Yes, Your
true.
Honor.
The man has
No dick.
All right, so I cannot believe this is the case that you, of all people,
Play my song.
Damn it. Hold on, I gotta
Where's-
find it. Why didn't you
where's-
tell me to find it? a
Where's
minute ago?
Ron? Where's Ron? You let Ron go on a road trip.
Well, I just.
He's a former Navy SEAL and Muppet enthusiast.
Uh-huh.
Please silence all cell phones and electronic devices and enter the skiff. Prepare to be debriefed. Now presenting the Mojo 50 Global Security Brief. Lord David.
And
Hoffhauer.
put him in your Mission Darkness bag, Tribulation Prepper, you dick. The one.
Wow. You're still carrying him around, huh?
No, it was just appropriate because they're silence all your phones, put them in the skiff.
Okay.
Take him in the skiff. You can't do that
All right. So you were not aware.
because I don't listen to that idiot.
No. What idiot?
Whatever
What are you
idiot
talking
you're going to
about?
talk about.
You are not aware of Dr. Rachel Levine, the Health and Human Services Secretary,
Yeah, the freak show that
being
wants to.
appointed a 4-star admiral?
You said 4.5.
Whatever. Well, I sent you the story. Have you not?
I thought you sent me nude pictures of somebody.
No,
so-
that was yesterday. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services today announced the nation's first out transgender 4-star officer across any of the 8 uniformed services of the United States.
Yeah, she's public. It's uniform. It's not military. She's public health service.
Right.
Public.
Why do we have a United States Public Health Service Commission Corps?
One of the things they administer is the Indian Health Service. So Indian Health Service, all the hospitals, clinics, etc., are under the Public Health Service.
So we need this. We need
no.
this commission.
No, we don't need it.
I said, why do we need them?
We don't. We just talked about that last hour. You know, all of the government agencies that are no longer needed.
All right.
Why do we need the Bureau of Indian Affairs to manage?
Right.
You know, sorry, that's rhetorical. We don't, and that is really unfortunate that it is in a United
I think
States.
technically it's they.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't.
And again, we have several. Several transgender listeners.
Oh,
and
by the way, I'm not talking about it because this woman is whatever she is a transgender. I'm talking about her scum, just her pure scum about the letting little.
you want a bigger shovel?
No, letting little kids have given drugs.
No, I was going to say Robin, who communicating with, she's like, wait a minute. She's I'm the least crazy of all of them now.
Yeah,
And and that's just it. Look, we've all got our weirdness, all of us. There's not one of us who isn't got some stuff
twisted
going on.
in some way.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
But
life.
First of all, Rachel Levine needs to try harder. She looks like a dude who put on a wig.
There's
And
that.
secondly, I mean, at least have some self-respect. At least Caitlyn Jenner looks hot, I think.
Then that's where it comes in. I despise this person because of the when she was discussing with Rand Paul about or during her what do you do before you get appointment?
The yes, those.
Those things. So and when he tried to pin her
Confirmation
down,
hearings.
confirmation
Yes.
hearings, pin her down with drugs. I'd be
Right.
happy to discuss. No, we're doing it right now.
Right, that's
Tell
what-
me why you think it's okay to give little kids hormone drugs, sex changing drugs, little kids.
When you're 18, Do what you like.
whatever you want. Absolutely, I support it. I'm fine with that. I don't care. But so she's scum.
It's just, again, this is and I likened it yesterday to, it's why Pete Buttigieg is the transportation secretary, because he's gay.
Oh,
That's it.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
clearly not because he has any. Butt judge has no business doing any of that stuff. And I say butt judge because I think it sounds funny. I don't care if he's gay. It doesn't matter one bit.
I understand. Yeah, it's not. I don't care who he sleeps with.
But
really don't.
But
butt judge does sound funny.
I know. But
And quite frankly, somebody pointed it out that in the bizarre factor of everything has been ratcheted up to like 15 on a scale of 1 to 10, and you have somebody who is out there, the first openly gay man running for president, and his name looks like butt judge. It's like, come on, you've got to look at that and go, okay, there's some irony there. Sorry, there's irony there. If his name was Bill Smith, you go, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But come on.
yes, butt judge who has. I mean, you've had a couple of jobs in your life before? Did you ever get 2 months of any kind of leave? You had kids. I don't even know if that was it. Could he have taken more?
No one even knows because no one knows he was gone.
No, because he's super ineffective. But really,
what do you even? I pose this question too. As the transportation secretary, you get up, you get dressed, you go to work, you sit down at your desk, and then you do what?
You say, "Hey, make that road over there. It's 2 lanes. Right. Make it 4 right now. I'll sign it. Yep, make it 4."
We have the biggest logistics crap show in the history of crap shows happening in this country, and they're out there, and you can tell they know it's a disaster because they deflected every question.
Everyone.
They deflected it all to, well, everybody deserves family leave, and he's working. He's working on it. Couldn't the guy not have spent like an hour on the phone each day with the office, maybe coming up with some sort of solution to all of the container ships sitting off the coast of California?
Well, and then I don't know. It's not like being pregnant because those 2 men. Can you be pregnant?
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, don't step in that one too, because yes, men can be pregnant now according to those rules.
Yeah, those 2 freaking idiots, and I call them idiots just because it's funny. Can't get pregnant. So did they know? Did butt judge know he was going to be adopting a child?
Two, which by the way ain't cheap.
Right, but
that's the other thing.
Well, then maybe you don't take the job as transportation secretary if you know you're gonna have kids.
Right.
I mean, maybe it's important. Sorry, Joe. I need a less stressful job. Maybe something else. I can't.
Something where I don't have to work as much.
Something where I don't have to work.
That is transportation
wait a minute,
secretary.
that's it. Yeah. So I mean, and again on the ask about taking time. What are we doing?
Were you paranoid there?
Well, you looked at it. You caught me. The door opened on the broom closet. I didn't want to see what was in there, but damn, that's now burned into my brain. Thanks, Brad.
Sure.
So the other side of it is I asked, did you ever get time off for paternity leave? No, you didn't. Did you ever get called in off hours or on a weekend? Hey, I got to work. So that butt judge idiot, he couldn't have come in and worked some time. Oh, no, no. I got to stay home. I got to stay home because I got these kids, and there's only, how much can I do?
Honestly, when you had kids, did you want to spend 2 months at home when it started?
Oh, hell no. I would have. I would have done the Mr. Mom thing.
Right.
But my point is that only he gets to do that. Oh,
right.
Hey, wait a minute, my security thing. Damn it. We got to get to the security thing. That's what you pay me for.
Right. Wait, you're getting paid?
I get paid.
Son of a. What do I have to, you have to do what secure? What do I do?
You just have to listen.
Oh.
And have to go, ooh, ah, wow.
Okay.
Ooh, ah, wow.
All right.
So apparently there's a new threat on the horizon.
Oh, that's right. Yes. What is it?
Threat on the horizon. The threat is racist dogs. Canines are now racist.
You mean German Shepherds?
All of them, and the schnauzers and the other things, they are out there.
Wait a minute.
So
all dogs are racist now?
Apparently there's a significant and powerful amount of racist dogs, and they're undermining the Constitution of the United States. You know how they're being the triggered, how they're being trained, how they're being called to arms.
Okay.
McAuliffe let out a secret.
And it was.
Racist dog whistle.
And all right, what is it? Is that a thing, or is that just
no? I'm joking. So that idiot McAuliffe keeps calling everything the CRT.
Yep.
Calling it racist dog whistle.
Right.
So I thought I'm gonna see if I can make that funny. I may not be able to, but I thought okay. So I looked up racist dog whistle. If you type into Google or any other search engine racist dog whistle, you get a huge number of things. And so by branding it racist, now when Youngkin, is it Yankin?
Sure.
The other guy in Virginia, the Republican candidate, when he speaks about critical race theory or students, the parents, remember McAuliffe, and he said parents need to shut up and don't get involved.
Yeah,
so
don't tell us what to teach your kids.
don't tell, we're going to tell you. So anytime that comes out, it's now a racist dog whistle.
The dog whistle thing has been around for a while. That they accused Trump of sending the dog whistle signals. That one of them was the Clinton, Hillary Clinton with China. Maybe you have her email. They accused him of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But the dog whistle thing, it's like it's in plain sight, but you can't hear it because you're not racist, but the racist people can hear it.
Oh yeah, but I thought that was interesting when
They always go to that. It's like, well, you can't see. That's the beauty of COVID. It's an enemy you can't see, taste, touch, feel, hear,
quantify. Or
Right.
did he die from that, or did he
Right.
not die? Did he have a positive? What kind of test did he have? Did he have a test 2 weeks before he died, 2 days, or 2 months?
Right.
How does that factor?
By the way, just real quickly, our sponsor from the last half hour of the program was MyPillow.com. If you have not gone to MyPillow, there's still time to get yours before Christmas, if Christmas is allowed by Dr. Fauci. You go to MyPillow.com, you click on radio listener specials, you use the promo code Mojo50. You can get slippers, you can get the MyPillow. There's a MyPillow bundle now, and you can even get the Giza Dream Sheets. Pretty amazing stuff, and it's all at MyPillow.com, promo code Mojo50. And this, just related to that, this was from Psychology Today in 2019. The title of the article is, "Can Dogs Be Racist? Like children, dogs may pick up prejudices from their caretakers."
Oh my gosh.
Or you can train a dog to do just about anything, unlike cats. Which is why it's so satisfying to make Doc Kitty stand up on his hind feet and tap the food before he gets it.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
I like that.
I like making a cat do something so stupid. It's just, but so there is a story actually out there on Psychology Today. I'm starting to think they're a left-leaning website. Weird, right? That the dogs can be racist because, well, their owners are racist. But
Yeah.
I mean, look back at at police dogs. You train a dog to go after something,
Right.
a smell, a scent, whatever it is, and they will do that. So yeah, if you wanted to train technically a dog to be racist, you could train them to go after
Black people
black,
or
brown, yellow, white.
yes, you could train them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's
So something else on Virginia. I know. What did Ron call Thursdays?
ADD Thursday.
ADD Thursday.
Yes.
So it actually has to do with Virginia, since I've thrown out Virginia a couple of times. Did you know, I was reading this on the Fairfax County, which is a county around D.C. that's in Virginia. It's Northern Virginia. The Office of Elections, voter ID services no longer provided. As of July 1st, 2020, per Virginia General Assembly, photo IDs are no longer required when voting, so the Virginia Department of Elections will no longer provide this service. Blah, 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 blah. And it tells you, so there's no voter ID in Virginia. You do not, and it goes on to say,
because it's racist if you require it.
well, it's really interesting what it says. I tried to send those to you this morning so you could look at them, about what you do if you don't have an ID. What you do is you show up. You can have, in lieu of an ID, you can have a utility bill. So you can walk in with my utility bill and vote under my name because they don't check it.
See, I've always a second form of ID has always been like a utility bill. You have to come in obviously with your legal ID first and your utility bill second to show, okay, it's your name, that's your name here on the utility bill. And look, that's the same address. So, okay, but never has the utility bill.
No, and
That's stupid.
so on the top, there's about 10 of them, but in the tops are regular passport,
So
driver's
they
license.
took out the legit forms of ID and left in the backups.
Yep. So here's
good.
here's the bottom three: an ID confirmation statement. I'm not even going to tell you what that is because I don't know.
This is my friend Bob. He came with me. Bob, tell him I'm Brad.
And
he's Brad.
Any current
Okay.
any current utility bill, bank statement, government check, paycheck, or other government document with your name and address. And the third one is employer issued photo ID card. So that one's but yeah. So your Jack in the Box ID that looks your picture, because you know you have a good picture with your Jack in the Box ID.
Right.
It looks so Virginia, arguably a fairly influential state. I mean, it's right around D.C. You don't have to have an ID to vote. You do not have to have an identification card to vote at all. So I just the state.
It's going. I mean, we're going straight to hell. It's just unless this slide gets stopped.
Okay, I'm going to pull the slide into hell up one. Can we talk about the thing I sent you about the vote college kids interview in Florida?
Oh yes, we covered that actually on Monday. But the
Okay.
ones who wanted diversity and racial quotas until it came to football.
Okay, so I'm really upset that I can't talk about that one. I'm glad you did, but that goes for you listeners out there who are still awake and still listening. Your kids are idiots or you know some kids who are idiots. Watch that.
How do you know their kids are idiots?
Well, I don't, but I want them to pay attention. So remember, we talk about all this stuff. What can I do? How can I affect it? Change is coming, and I don't know what to do. Yeah, but
Don't send them to college.
don't pay for your stupid kids to go to stupid college where they'll go, oh, yeah, I think diversity quotas are great, and we ought to change all of the hiring practices and getting into college. Oh, wait a minute, but not the football team. And here's the picture of what a diverse football team would look. 2 black people. Oh, we'll lose.
Right.
Whoa. No. This is totally different. So you can do something. Stop sending your kids to college.
It's and the other thing I suggested was go back and watch NBA videos from the 70s. It's really funny to see a bunch of white guys in short shorts running around. And this is disturbing on a number of levels, and I think this is probably
Lay it on me.
well, and this is you brought it up, but I just had not brought this up yet. I think I mentioned it. But Superman is now, he's always been fighting for truth, justice, and the American way.
Yep.
But no longer is he doing that. He's simply fighting for truth and justice.
Oh, and it says truth, justice, and something else. Did you see that?
Oh, and a better tomorrow.
And a better tomorrow. Can you milk?
Excuse me, could I get that hairball for you?
Okay. So can you milk toast the freaking Man of Steel any greater?
But
Truth,
why wouldn't you want a better tomorrow?
for America?
I want a better tomorrow.
for America.
I want a better tomorrow for everybody.
No, F everybody.
Why don't you want a better tomorrow for everybody?
Fudge.
Why wouldn't you want a better tomorrow for everybody? See, that's the problem. How do you argue against that?
I do because it's the American way because we're Americans. It's just like saying, "Oh, that's a first world problem, Sonny." Well, F you. I live in the first world, so I'm not going to be a bleeding heart like my aunt. My aunt wants
better tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a better tomorrow for everybody.
Better tomorrow for everybody.
No, everybody who deserves it, and that's this country.
Oh, we're all sinners.
I didn't say we weren't without
So
sin.
how do we know we need if we deserve a better tomorrow for everybody who deserves it?
No,
Everybody's
country. We deserve it. Within our borders,
What if
we
that
get to
had
decide.
been his original? What if he had originally said truth, justice, and a better tomorrow, and they had changed it to Truth, Justice, and the American Way
Where DC Comics originate?
in America.
In America. It's American. It's American. That's all there is to it. Other countries have their own national heroes and superstars and all this other stuff, but that one's ours. It's Truth, Justice, and the American Way. F off. F sticks. That's all there is to it. People get...
To better reflect the storylines that we are telling across DC and to honor Superman's incredible legacy over 80 years of building a better world. Superman's motto is evolving. Oh, and he's also bisexual.
Oh, I saw the kiss. The picture of the kiss.
Yes. I mean, he was in college. He was drunk.
Yeah.
Superman has long been a symbol of hope who inspires people, and it is that optimism and hope that it powers him forward with the new mission statement. They declined to elaborate on why the American Way was being discontinued. It's been linked to the character since the 1940s. Because America's bad. That's why. That's why they're changing it. You can't have he's fighting for America. America's a bunch of asshat racist homophobes. Which is kind of weird because we've had the first half black president. We've got Pete Buttigieg as the transportation secretary, although he sucks at the job. And you've got Rachel Levine doing whatever the hell is that Rachel Levine is doing.
Yeah.
So how are we, if that's the American way, then why are they taking the American way out of Superman's
because it's easy.
Motto?
Because that moment, and I know we're discussing a superhero, a fictional person.
But it doesn't make sense. If this is the American way,
Oh.
if this is how they're making America better, then why are we not? What was wrong with his statement about the American way?
They don't want to make America better.
Are you saying they want to destroy this country?
You know it. So if you can take
Can't
away,
believe you would be so negative, and don't be a stinker thinker.
if you can take away and remove those icons that make America exceptional, just think of the half white president.
Right.
What all the things
Bad.
all the things he talked about being
Bad
not
white
America not being exceptional, and we weren't, and we were just and all of the things that you've heard in the last decade about that.
Right.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, I'm pissed off that they changed Captain America's outfit. I thought his old outfit looked great, and then they put him in all black.
No, they really
You didn't.
No,
Have you not?
I
Do
don't
you
watch.
not watch the Avengers?
Oh, I see. What
You
you're
are
saying.
so
Oh,
out of touch.
I thought it was a new development.
No.
Yes.
More coming up.
A free exchange of ideas. Mojo 50.
There to say and cut.
His
Well, they all went in black. They went black to everybody.
they
looked
got
the
away
same.
from red, white, and blue.
Well, yeah,
Not
but
everybody in the Avengers wears black.
they did at the end, didn't they? Didn't they all
No.
wear? Except for the special guys like Iron Man, and then even Iron Man didn't his suit change color? They all got. Remember when they were going back in time to do their thing?
Well, Black Widow wore black because she's Black Widow.
Right, but go to the scene where they get in the
Doctor Strange.
No, but go back where they're all together, and they go into the zapper machine thing. When they all go separate ways to get the jewels, the stones rather, the Infinity Stones.
I
Remember?
think they were all wearing.
Remember they're in that whirly thing, and
Hulk didn't wear black.
he did so.
He's green.
He was in his thing. No, he was in an outfit.
And Hulk was not.
Go.
And I'm looking.
Go.
They're not all wearing black.
They are all in those uniforms.
They're not in Captain America uniforms. No, Captain America had. And then what was that dude's name? Hooker.
Archer guy?
Archer, dude. And then Hemsworth. What was he?
Thor.
Thor. But Thor wasn't wearing black, was he?
The only scene I'm talking about is when they were all in Infinity Wars, when they were going to get the stones. It was the second one. And Ant-Man had come back and said, he was in the quantum realm, whatever.
All right.
And he said,
Hold on. Save it. 15.
Daily Mojo.
Obviously, we have a bit of a debate going on. But first, let's see, Dr. Free Range Prisoner, Real Brad Staggs, remind me again what it is when everyone in society has equal outcomes regardless of personal effort. Socialist. But why wouldn't you wish a better tomorrow for everyone? I'm not saying, I'm just saying, hey, look, I hope you have a better tomorrow.
Because that's a sentiment. It shouldn't be a government policy.
This is Superman. This isn't a government policy. Look, I'm still holding a grudge going back 40 years when it was Superman versus Spider-Man in the big, like the oversized comic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not even a contest.
No.
Superman would kick the crap out of Spider-Man.
Right. He's faster than the Flash.
Right.
So clearly
He's faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. Okay, he can't shoot webs, which was always a pretty cool thing to do.
Very cool.
But there's no way Superman could beat Spider-Man.
Could not beat Spider-Man.
Unless Spider-Man, of course, wore a suit of kryptonite.
Or had web spinners full of kryptonite.
Right. Kryptonite webs.
Yeah. Okay, that'd be a quick.
But, let's see. In Naichu say ni. This is not. That is wrong. What? I think this is what David G is rambling about. These are the outfits. Okay, those are Avengers outfits. They all wore outfits as Avengers.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
There's a little
rambling. That's my normal way of speaking.
There's a little socialist thing going on here where everybody's dressed in the same.
See, I told you. That's what
You're
I was
right on that. But I mean, I thought Captain America had a great outfit, red, white, and blue. But then again, that's America.
It's America, and we have to meld everything into the team and the socialism, and everybody's equal. And did Vision get a black outfit? Oh, he was dead. Never mind.
Although in WandaVision, he wasn't dead. Well, yeah, I guess he was dead technically.
I couldn't watch that.
Oh, it's so good. Why couldn't you watch it?
I don't know. I watched the first 20 minutes, and I thought someone stabbed me with an ice pick right in the eye.
Why?
It just was too slow. I didn't understand it. Maybe I'll give it a second try.
You should, because each episode is different.
Well, I don't know. I didn't get but 20
Okay,
minutes.
a little slight spoiler alert, but not much of one. Each of the episodes is like a different genre of television show.
Oh, I've seen that on the trailers when they do the Dick Van Dyke looking thing.
And then it starts off black and white, then it goes to color, and
I'll try it again, but
it's a great show.
Something just
you know
didn't
what?
click.
You got impetuous, you got antsy, you got up, and you were like, and you just blew it off.
I had other things to do.
Oblivion Flickering, did Captain America's uniform used to be red, white, and blue? We can't have any more of that. They want Superman to be the hero of the world, which will no longer include America.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Again, I still hold to it's a nice sentiment. It would be great. It's like Star Trek. It would be great if everybody could hold hands and sing Kumbaya. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, while shooting the bad guys and maintaining your sovereignty.
Right.
I mean,
it's not unless we are attacked by the Martians. Right. And then even then you pointed out until one of the commie pinkos down here, makes a deal with the Martians and says, yeah, we'll help you.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's them against everybody else.
Here's the code. Here's the gate code.
Right. So it's, the world of Star Trek would be fabulous. We all get along. We all, common goal. We're all out there we're looking, and then along come the Klingons.
But that's what I was going to say. You've got to have an aggressor.
Guy.
You have to have a bad guy. It's the whole dark, good and evil. You can't vanquish either.
Right. Why would you want to vanquish good?
Yeah. Did you hear how the cool thing In-N-Out Burger did in San Francisco?
Yes. They told him to kiss a good man's ass.
Go elf themselves.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about heroes. Because right now we are having the real heroes now are, in my opinion, companies that do things like In-N-Out did, standing up to the tyranny. In-N-Out, told them to go pound sand in San Francisco with a vaccine mandate.
Yeah, the location on the Fisherman's Wharf.
Right.
San Francisco.
Dan Bongino stood up on his radio show and basically told Cumulus, it's either me or your vaccine mandate. And I've worked for Cumulus. I probably will never be called back to Cumulus. I had a good time. It was fun while it lasted. But with Bongino, he said, and Bongino's been vaccinated because he had cancer. And so he's been vaccinated. What he was objecting to was a company requiring you to be vaccinated or you're fired. You got to go away. And I know several people who are no longer employed by Cumulus because they wouldn't get vaccinated.
Right.
And he essentially said on the 18th, which was that Monday? Monday or Tuesday? Anyway, he said, look, it's either me or your vaccine mandate.
Yeah.
Which, does he need them? I don't know if he needs the money or not. But he is standing up for what he feels is right. And it's not about him. It's about the other people that he knows that were, either let go or had to quit. And I think those are the heroes. Those are the people that are standing up to this crap.
Oh, they are. And that's the only way to change this. And
right. Because and a lot of people are not in that position to be able to say, kiss my ass, I'm not getting vaccinated and walk away from the job because you still have to pay the damn mortgage.
Well, but you know what? There's 2 points to that. One, if you don't, there's a catchy phrase that's eluding me, but if you don't say no now, if you don't stand up now, it's only going to get worse. So it's the Clash song, should I stay or should I go? If they make you take this vaccine for your job, then they're going to bend you over harder later.
But if you don't have the job, you can't pay the mortgage. What do you do?
Well, you get another. That was my second point. How many stores have you walked around in the last week where it says hiring? I told you, Wendy's in Colorado. There was a place in the mountains in Colorado. Wendy's,
right?
$500 signing bonus at Wendy's.
Pretty amazing.
Freaking Wendy's. You can go to Buc-ee's and get a manager job for $25 an hour. But one of the things I highlighted this, people will say, oh, well, just get it. Just get the vaccine. Save your lives. Save people. It's doing this. It's deadly. It's killed, yada, yada. So this is a cap. I pulled this from CNN Politics. They're talking about Jim Jordan suggesting ending all vaccine requirements of any kind. I think it's for kids. That particular idea seems completely bananas given the billions of lives vaccines have saved worldwide and I don't know what this word is, heretofore. Never used that.
Like before.
Heretofore, relatively uncontroversial requirement for school kids to be inoculated against polio, tetanus, measles, mumps, rubella, and more. Okay, good from a medical standpoint, but you cannot lump those in with COVID. We never required them to get kids to get a seasonal flu vaccine.
Correct.
So yes, mumps, measles, rubella, tetanus, all those stuff. I don't think tetanus is one, but polio. When you had polio, you could tell because your ass couldn't walk because your arm was all jacked up.
Well, and they also had that wasn't a smooth rollout either. And these are also the other diseases, from what I understand, they infect only humans, right? Polio, animals can't get polio, can they?
No, not that I'm aware of.
All right. Measles?
I've never seen that cross.
I had mumps. Can animals get mumps?
Not that I know of.
Rubella?
No, none of those things.
All right. Well, that's the point, is that with COVID, animals can get it. So you're never going to eradicate COVID or coronavirus, or however the base thing is.
Yeah,
right.
Corona, SARS-2, but
right.
That's the point. Is they lump, and I'm not bashing CNN. They do what they do, but to say that, to equate those diseases with the coronavirus vaccine is absolutely
it's not a fair comparison.
It's not fair. Well, it's not accurate, and it's unjust because people say, "Oh, well, that makes sense." Since COVID-19 has killed 700,000 people, we need to put this on the same level as mumps, rubella, polio. It's smallpox, etc. It's not the same. So,
and has it killed 700,000
exactly,
people?
And it hasn't. And you can look at the data that it hasn't. But it's never going away. Just like influenza, just like the common cold, it's never going away.
And there are other ways to treat it.
And there's treatment. Oh, yeah. And you see the doctors in Nebraska. So the Nebraska Attorney General has now approved, or I guess approved it's a double negative, approved not prosecuting. Approved not prosecuting.
They will not be prosecuting.
They will not be prosecuting physicians and other healthcare providers who are prescribing Myvarectin and are we allowed to say those names, or we just think it's funny to say Myvarectin?
I don't know. It's Ivermectin, and now Pfizer, coming out with their new Myvarectin, which is of course in no way related to ivermectin and hydroxycut or whatever the hell the other stuff is.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, that.
So doctors can prescribe ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine off-label for COVID-19. Nebraska Attorney General. So he issued a legal opinion, and they won't seek disciplinary action against doctors.
Why were they being prosecuted to begin with?
Well, you know why.
Yeah, but I mean, what's the reason? What was the reason they were giving? Because it made no sense.
I don't know if they actually went to do that. I think he's on just making sure that the physicians in his state know that they can do what they think is right. But it's the same thing that Rogan was talking about.
Right.
I took medical treatment from my doctor.
Right, which is what you guys kept telling us. Talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor. But
All
now,
right, well, I did.
Well, I think I heard something this week that people were not doing that. They were being proactive and good citizens by not talking to their doctor and going ahead and going to a non-physician office to get your COVID vaccine. Don't talk to your doctor. Be proactive.
I hadn't heard that it had changed, but that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
If you don't sign the release form, they won't give it to you either.
Yeah.
You have to sign the release form before they will give you the vaccine.
Yeah.
You have to sign, and it basically says, amongst other things, that you have to tell them to read it to you, or tell them, because and they'll resist that. Because I know somebody who went to get the vaccine, and he's like, well, I have to sign. Wait, what's this say? Oh, it's just whatever. No. What's it say? Well, that you won't hold us responsible if anything bad happens. You won't hold the drug company. You won't hold anybody if something bad. It's like, why would I sign this? Why would I sign something that releases everybody of any liability when I don't even really, to be honest, know what the hell's in that file?
Well, we do it every day when you get an app.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, and your license agreement. I will absolutely agree.
Yeah,
I don't
I've
read
done
anything. I'm just going to say yes.
Yeah, which probably, they probably have rights to your firstborn, but we
all
all do it.
All your kids' pictures and everything.
But it's, so you have to sign the I'm giving away all my rights paper before they'll give you the vaccine. And then another hero, because I want to get to these guys. This is the state trooper in Yakima, Washington. He may be another man crush I might have.
This is my final sign off after 22 years of serving the citizens of the state of Washington, being asked to leave because I am dirty. Numerous fatalities, injuries. I've worked sick. I've played sick. We buried lots of friends over these years. I'd like to thank you guys. I'd like to thank the citizens of Yakima County, as well as my fellow officers within the valley. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been very successful, and you've kept me safe and got me home to my family every night. Thank you for that. Wish I could say more, but this is it. So, State 1034, this is the last time you'll hear me in a state patrol car. And Jay Inslee can kiss my ass.
Do you know what? You know how CNN put that in their headline?
No, I can hardly.
State trooper curses governor.
Yeah.
And it's like, really? You employ Chris Cuomo, who's out there telling people to go F themselves if they call him Fredo.
Yeah.
And
threatening violence.
Yeah.
Threatening.
Suddenly you're all offended that this guy, he cursed the governor.
But you're right. Those are the heroes, and I think that's the only way that we're going to get that. I will tell you. I mean, walking into restaurants, I see where did we go the other day? I was with my adult child, my wife, and we went in, and the sign said, "Wear a mask." Those two put their masks on like sheep, and they're not sheep, but like I didn't even, not even for a single second did I consider I didn't consider for a single second that I was going to put on a mask. It's that
No.
it's that idea that I'm going to do it if I'm forced, but I'm going to assume that I don't need to wear one because this is still, for at least the next few years, months, weeks, America, and you can kiss my ass, Governor, whatever you are.
Jay Inslee.
Jay Inslee.
This is, and somebody put this out on Twitter earlier today, that wearing a mask is the modern day equivalent of this.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing.
Right.
That's what this film is all about.
Right.
Duck and cover.
Oh, yes, every time.
Paul and Patty know this. No matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes right then. It's a bomb. Duck and cover. Sundays, holidays, vacation time, we must be ready every day, all the time, to do the right thing if the atomic bomb explodes.
See?
Duck and cover.
Duck and cover.
That's the first thing
and
to
cover.
do. Duck and cover. First, you duck.
Duck.
And
then cover. Right?
You duck and
Duck,
cover.
duck and
Tight. Duck
hide.
and cover under
Because-
the table.
right.
It's a bomb. Duck
It's a
and
bomb.
cover.
Duck and cover.
What we all must learn to
Do.
You.
Duck.
And you. And you.
And you.
Duck.
And cover. Because remember, if you just get underneath a blanket, the atom bomb can't get you. It's the same thing. If you put the mask on, you're safe.
And no matter your vaccine status, you've had COVID. The schools are just, not all of them, granted, but where's the end? How many boost? Oh, you haven't had your 6th booster. I'm sorry.
You haven't had your 16th booster.
You can't come in here, and you still need to wear that mask,
Right.
even after you got your 16th booster. So the people who are listening, that's what is the take-home point. Explain when this ends. Explain.
As a matter of fact, the CDC just put out schools should keep mask mandates as kids get vaccinated. The CDC, well, actually, you know what? Let's let Rachel Walensky say it because I think that she says it best.
Authorization from FDA and recommendations from CDC, we will be working to scale up pediatric vaccination. That said, it will take some time. And as I just noted, as we head into these winter months, we know we cannot be complacent.
Right.
We also know that from previous data that schools that have had masks in place were 3.5 times less likely to have school outbreaks requiring school closure. So right now we are.
Hold on.
What is that?
Right, exactly. Well, that's good, right?
That's 3.5 times. That's 3.5 times less if
Right.
we do this
That's
thing.
good, isn't it? Because you wouldn't want it to be more, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's it. They start throwing numbers in there, and it sounds official.
Well-
It's the with versus of, and that's why again she's yammering about that. This is the girl from Wyoming.
Is that like from Ipanema?
She could be, but I think Wyoming's got a balmier climate.
Okay.
This is the Wyoming teen who refused to wear a mask and was arrested.
A bizarre lockdown at a Wyoming high school with a 16-year-old getting arrested and removed from campus in handcuffs for refusing to wear a mask. That student, Grace Smith, and her father, Andrew Smith, are with us now. Thanks to the both of you for being here. Grace, first question to you. Describe what happened.
I have been protesting the mask things with fellow students for the entire school year, and I went to school like normal, and I left first hour after coming back from my second suspension for them calling it a continued willful disobedience for not complying to the mask mandate. I had previously had one $500 citation, and during first hour, I went down to the front office, and they locked me in the lunchroom before I was even suspended.
Whoa.
And then
Whoa. They locked her in the lunchroom?
Yeah. So they detained a student.
I had not heard that part.
No.
Holy
me a
crap.
second $500 citation for trespassing after my suspension, and then proceeded to arrest me after putting the school in lockdown for an hour and a half. Even though I was not a disturbance, I just sat in the lunchroom asking to go back to class.
Locked you away for all intents and purposes because you weren't wearing a mask. What's going through your head as this is happening?
Wow.
I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I wanted to go back to class just so I could learn, and I never thought that they would actually arrest me. It honestly really surprised me to see that.
Wow.
Well, so I
Wow.
fully support this. I just have a question about it. Was she suspended and then went back to class under the suspension?
I don't know.
I mean,
maybe. And even if she was,
well, she can't do that. But I totally support her.
she was returned to school maskless after serving 2 consecutive 2-day suspensions.
Okay, she served
after
Good.
serving.
Okay,
yeah.
awesome.
Violating this district's face covering mandate. They locked her in the lunchroom.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
That's unlawful detain. No.
Sure, kidnapping. I'm going with kidnapping.
Well, it is. I mean, if you lock someone and keep them, you're
restricting their freedom
against their will. Is that not kidnapping?
Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, this is, and good for this kid, 16 years old. I'm not sure I would have had the cojones to do this when I was 16.
No, I would have lit your school on fire, but I probably wouldn't have been able to do this kind of stuff.
Right.
We'd have pushed over a Volkswagen on there.
Right. You would have come back and no windows in one of your classes, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, that takes cojones. Good for her.
And good for her parents. I mean, supporting her too.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is what it's going to take. These are the people, because it's really easy, and I understand it's really easy to just put the mask on, just go to class, just wear.
You just have to graduate.
Just
it's fine.
Yeah,
do the
get
next
out of there.
thing.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because that's what my mom and dad would have told me.
Yeah.
Just wear the mask. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Just wear the
You're
mask.
embarrassing us.
Right. That's what they would have said. But you see this stuff going on, and it's like, damn, what country are we in?
Yeah.
And it's the cop who told Jay Inslee to kiss his ass. The tweets about him, people saying, well, he obviously forgot about the part of protecting, and serving. He's not protecting the citizens. It's like, really? See, this stuff is so easy to twist, but then I see the statistic, more cops, not more cops, it was the...
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
The number one killer of cops in the past year has been COVID. Which... Unfortunately, now I see anything, I go, I don't believe it.
It was Fauci. Take the police. We know now the statistics. More police officers die of COVID than they do in other causes of death. So it doesn't make any sense he missed. It doesn't make any sense to not trying to protect yourself as well as the colleagues that you work with. So that's Anthony. That's a quote from Anthony.
Which, by the way, he and Collins were. We now know that they lied about the gain of function research. The National Institutes of Health have even said so. But try to find any statistics on cops not being the number one.
But that's not a statistics. That's Fauci talking out his ass.
No, you look it up, and I've seen bar graphs. I've seen everything else. So if somebody has information on whether or not that's true. And I'm sure that there is some way somebody who's smarter than I am can say, well, that's because X, and if you multiply the X by Y and blah, blah, blah. If that is a statistic, but again, I don't put a lot of faith in statistics. I mean, that's a pretty significant stat if it's true.
Yeah. Well, with all the statistics that have been skewed.
Right.
Or actually not even skewed, CDC clearly says it's not true. How people have died, what they've died of. It's on the CDC website and VERS and all those, reactions. Oh no, that's not. We're not paying attention to that now. That's not really real. It's just anybody can add to VERS or CDC when they tell you how people die. Colin Powell. He's 84. Right. He was 84 and had cancer of the blood, but he died of COVID. That's not the main cause of death. He died because he had cancer. Meaning, if he had 2 years ago, if in the same situation, he had gotten a severe cold,
right?
Would he have died of a cold, or would he have died of complications of cancer? But now we put this boogeyman out, and now.
But if his immune system is compromised because of the cancer, and he gets COVID or he gets pneumonia, whatever it was that they got him.
Well, and I still don't know. Did he get pneumonia?
I don't know.
Did he die from toxic blood?
But if let's just say it was pneumonia. If he died of pneumonia, wouldn't that have been COVID? Did he die of COVID? Did he die of COVID pneumonia?
No, because pneumonia is a class of bacteria. I mean, pneumonia is a generic term, but you get for example, when you get a little bit older, you'll get a vaccine for pneumococcal pneumonia.
Right.
It's a specific kind of organism that can give you. So when you say pneumonia, what kind of pneumonia did you get? So that's a medical question, but they didn't come out with that. They just said complications of COVID.
And unfortunately, on that note,
What do you mean it's let's go?
time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, we got to make sure that leprechaun guy doesn't get us next week.
Right, exactly.
We missed one.
That is your the end of 2 hours known as the Daily Mojo, who reminds you always duck and cover. We'll find out if, by the way, it is Thursday, the 21st of October, the year of our Lord 2021. Did any of the lessons stick? That's the question. I'm not going to ask Dave because who the hell knows?
I know.
Dr. Free Range Prisoner says, but if a cop gets shot and killed in the line of duty, then the coroner finds COVID-19 in them. Then, according to CDC guidelines, they died of COVID. That's a good point.
Yes.
I told you somebody smarter than me would figure that out.
Yeah.
That's what
the answer is no. More cops did not die from, quote, COVID. Unless you're skewing the results, just like that guy said.
Right.
You get in an auto accident,
But that's what the CDC has said, is that's how they will. Deborah Birx even said it.
Yeah.
Scarf lady. So
of course.
That's why it's all this. Now, I agree with the bullet wound thing. You die pretty much of the hole between your eyes. It's when you've got the cancer and then you get COVID and then you have pneumonia because your immune system was weakened by the cancer. Because cancer doesn't technically kill you. It's the whatever
system it's
right.
Yes.
Liver failure.
Yes.
By cancer.
Or lungs, or you stop breathing. But that's just it. You can be positive, have a positive COVID test.
And Whiskey 6, absolutely. 98% of all statistics are made up by people with an agenda, as the late, great Doc Thompson once put forth. 6% Cisse Padway, Colin Powell died from the poison being given as treatment for cancer while infected with COVID. All the while, the medical industry was raping his piggy bank. Can't argue with that. Admiral Jamie Chump Jillhole, God has our day and time written down. When it's our time, it's our time. Vaccine is not going to save you. I do believe that when your e-ticket's punched, it's punched. It doesn't matter where you are. You're done. And, Squatching Duck, does Fauci's statistic include retired police officers? Possibly. Well, who knows? At this point, who the hell knows? It's all this information just swirling around out there.
I don't see statistics. All I see is him opening his mouth and
he lies. And now we know he lies. For realsies, he lies.
Yep.
Because he lied.
Gain of
according to
function
National
stuff.
Institute. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep, without a question.
Coming up over most of these Mojo 50 radio stations is another program. It may be abnormal realities. It may not be. I don't know. Ron's out there with his little friend Rocky traversing the country. In the meantime, remember the smallest minority on earth is in fact the individual. Those who deny individual rights cannot claim to be defenders of minorities. Sic Semper Tyrannis, resist stupid, and good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are.
It's much better when there's somebody here to actually say that. Bell Count coming up next. I'm going to say we're clear. I'm not sure we are, but I think we are.
Clear just before we shock them.
Clear! Clear and that one.
Good morning, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with the bell count for the Daily Mojo, Thursday, October 21st, 2021. Today there were 9 missed innuendos for Scratch the Tip,
I know.
retractable trip. A couple more would ever scratch the wood and sucks at his job. 7 actual bells and a couple of rim shots, I do believe. Well, audio was down. Peace out, boys. Stay healthy, and I'll talk to you the next time.
9.
That's what happens.
Damn it.
That's what
Let
happens.
Ron go on his road trip and we get 9.
know.
That's got to be a record. At least it wasn't double digits.
All right, and here's the word of the day.
Shivery.
Shivery?
That's
Shivery.
That's when men are very
Shivery.
courteous to women, right?
Yeah,
That's
chivalry.
chivalry.
Shivery.
Chivalry.
Ooh, yeah.
That's okay. I can't say chivalry. It is a noun. It is a mock serenade with kettles, pans, horns, and other noisemakers given for a newly married couple. What?
Can you say obsolete?
Shiver? Really? That's a... Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Chivalry.
Yeah. Check Wikipedia. Oh, that's a wrong one.
That's got to be... There's got to be a version of that. Distributive property example. Beginning of... There's nothing on... Sorry, there's nothing on YouTube that suggests that that's even real. So
yeah.
I'm not going with it. However, in the meantime...